Russia carried out a massive missile strike all over the capital city of Ukraine in the early hours of this morning, the 12th of February 2025, using the newly upgraded Iskander ballistic missiles. These missiles apparently can travel up to 1,000 kilometers long distance. There are loads of explosions and damages done to the Ukrainian capital city as a result of that attack this morning. Military targets were destroyed. There are video evidence, there are picture evidence online. If you want to see them, just go check it on Google. You will find those pictures and video evidence on Google. The Russian Ministry of Defense provided more details on this attack that was launched by Russia this morning. It said Russia attacked the workshop of Ukrainian military industrial complex and enterprises producing unmanned aerial vehicles and FPV drones. The site target were achieved. All planned objects were hit and destroyed. Now, the destruction of this drone production complex is going to affect Ukraine really badly on the front line, because the drones had been the only most successful weapon Ukraine have had throughout this special military operation in Ukraine. That is the only way they are able to slow Russia down during Russian offensive. So shortage of drone supply is going to be a disaster on the front line, because they will have no way to stop Russian advance or Russia offensive when they start launching them. So that is going to be a massive headache for Ukraine. Now, let me round up this short update with something really serious and very interesting that is going on right now in the Kursk region of Russia. I know the Western media won't tell you this, or they will not publish it for obvious reason. Now, this is where I want you to listen carefully, because the word I'm going to say from here, I'm going to read it out word for word. Okay, let's be careful what we say here. All right. So there is an alleged war crime being committed by Ukrainian forces in the Nikolaevo Darina village in Kursk region. Nikolaevo Darina village in the Kursk region. I'm going to leave that in across this video. I won't go deep on the situation because TikTok would take this video down if I go too deep. Okay, so I'm going to just scratch on the surface of the topic. That village in question was liberated by Russia a few days ago. And all the atrocities that was committed by the Ukrainian forces was revealed. They rounded up all the men in the village, and by the time Russia managed to liberate the village, there was only one man alive in that village. Did you hear what I said? When Ukraine took that village, they rounded up all the men in the village. And by the time Russia liberated that village, there was only one male man alive in that village. According to the department, local residents were held hostage by Ukrainian armed forces for more than 6 months. They were tortured and they were treated like animals. As a result of this, only one man survived. Now, I'm not trying to speculate. I'm not trying to throw words out here. I'm just reading everything I'm telling you word for word. So let me continue. They rounded up almost 23 men, those who couldn't escape, who couldn't evacuate, or who couldn't run away before Ukraine got to that village. Because if you remember when Ukraine launched their offensive into the Kursk region, nobody knew what was happening until it was almost too late. Now, they rounded up all the 23 men, both old and young, and only one survived by the time Russia liberated the village a couple of days ago. I'm not accusing anyone of doing anything, all right? Don't say Big Shai said this. I didn't say I'll deny. Not me. I'm just reporting what happened, okay? I'm not adding anything to it, and I'm not taking anything out of it. So don't say Big Shai said, I'll deny you. So that is why I'm reading it word for word, okay? If you If you are with your right senses, so far so good, with everything I've said, you already know what happened to those men, right? Okay, yeah, I suppose you are guessing right. You know what happened to those men. The incident is being investigated and it had been sent to United Nations Security, whatever they call them. It is a war crime. End of talk. Let's just leave that talk there. A war crime had been committed in that village. Can I just clarify one thing, okay, before I continue? That this information was provided by pro-Russian sources and also the Russian Ministry of Defense, okay? Obviously, you would not expect the pro-Ukrainian force sources to produce this, would you? You would not expect the Ukrainian government to come out and tell us what they have done in that village, would you? That would be suicide. You know that. So let me just leave that there, because I know some of you are probably thinking, how did the big side know all this information? It was the pro-Russian sources and the Russian Ministry of Defense that provided the details of all this crime that had been committed. So not me. We know obviously the Ukrainian government will not come out and say, oh, we've done it. They will never do that. You know that. Russian government is now worried about the other villages in the Kursk region. Who knows the level of war crime that has been committed in those other regions, or that have been committed in those other regions? We will find out once Russia start to liberate the villages, won't we? And yeah, like I said, I don't want to go too deep. I want this video to stand. I don't want this video to be taken down by TikTok. So let's leave it here. Let's just let the case rest here. I will continue to update you guys when I find out more about what is actually going on the ground in the Kursk region. We know the military, the Ukrainian armed forces are losing. Russia is decimating them. Russia is killing them. Russia is destroying them. But when they have to vest their anger on the local citizens who are civilians, then that is a war crime, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.